welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful host, and today, guys, we are reviewing the Lews KVD LFS. Guys, this should be a great reel for us to look at. We have an audience of geese that you may hear in the background, but guys, it's a beautiful day. That's why I'm uncovered with no coat of any kind, and let's see what we have here. So we have a Lews LFS, as I said earlier, and that means that it has 9+1 gears, max drag of 20 pounds. Every time I reel it, it will bring in 31 inches of line, 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, and it weighs 7.2 ounces. Let's get it open and look at it. And I'd be lying to you if I said I hadn't looked at it before, because if you've seen live, you know that I did. But guys, we have a left-handed reel, so that'll be kind of unique to deal with. But beautiful dark red looking reel, and we've got our usual drag placements. This is maximum brake, and it's still pretty smooth. And let's look at the inside of it. Now, to open it, you will pull this and then move the, I can't remember if it's roll forward or roll backward. Roll up. But you'll take that side plate off. And this has centrifugal brakes as well as magnetic brakes. So guys, for the scant price of however much this is when you find it, this has dual brakes. So this should be a great reel for us. Now, I believe, okay, we have 2 on, 2 off, which is what I want. I don't want all 4 on because I'm not doing anything like skipping, which I might try later. But side plate goes back on easy, and let's turn the brakes all the way the other direction, and just, I mean, super smooth. This is what those other YouTubers do to make you think that their reels are a lot smoother than they are. They turn the brakes off and they turn the resistance down. I'm going to turn the brakes to, I'm going to turn them to 7, and we'll try them there. And guys, what we're going to use to try them with is some 14-pound mono. This is just Zebco Cajun line. Guys, I'm cheap, I know. Yell at me in the comments if you want to. But guys, we're going to go ahead and get some line on this. We're gonna get it on a reel, and we're gonna get to testing it out. Don't run off. All right, guys. So we have our line on. We have our reel on our. I put it on my Black Max rod because left-handed reel I like kind of using a jerk bait. But for right now, we've got a 1/2 ounce Guggen Squad zinger on, and what we're gonna do with that zinger is first we're going to pitch this and see how far it goes, and then we're going to cast it and see how far it goes. And we might play with the adjustments on the reel just to get maximum distance, but I do have everything set as tight as it will go, because it's a lot easier to loosen settings than it is to pick bird nest, because settings can be fixed at any point. So we're going to throw this, and then I'm going to point you that direction and count my paces out. Okay. Make sure the geese aren't going to come over and like be mad at me, because they seem to be having court over there. But we're going to put our rod down. I'm going to put you facing this way, and I'm going to count my steps out. 17 on the dot. And doing a little math, my editor self will tell you how far that is, roundabout in feet. Now I feel like my tension's okay, so I'm going to let it alone. I did go down to about 6.5, 6.5, whatever you want to call it, on my brakes. So let's see if this still flips or if this bird nests. So I'm going to get a little distance between you, because all I need to do is wrap you all up. But did pretty good. So again, we'll put our rod down, and I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to point you all that direction. 22 and a little bit more. For the sake of argument, we'll call it 22 and a foot. So my editor self will math that up and put it on screen. Now let's see how it does casting our lure. Will it do really good, really bad? I don't know. And I haven't fooled with the thing, so it's still on 6.5 brakes. I might need a little more casting than I do flipping, because casting, of course, is a lot more, for some reason, the word violent comes to mind, but it's a lot more powerful of a motion than flipping. But we're going to cast this out and see how many steps we step off. It did try to bird nest on me, so up 2 clicks. Thankfully, I thumbed it just enough. But our line's tight, so let's go for a walk and see how far it went. In case you did not hear, 35 steps on the money, and with those 2 clicks it might be a tiny amount less, but fewer bird nest is worth a little less distance. And speaking of bird nest and distance and all these things, let's actually go fishing with this thing for a little while and see if we catch one. All right guys, we got our lure, we got our pond, we got our rig. Let's get it in the water and see if we can catch one. We're just going to slow roll it and see if there's a bass that wants to come play. Might as well check the drag. It's non-existent. Guys, that's one thing to remember with a new reel. Check the drag. Because a non-existent drag means you have no way to set the hook, get the fish in, or nothing. Guys, they don't seem to want the they don't seem to want a spinnerbait, so I'm going to change to something else and see if I can do a little trick shot with this thing, because where it's a dual brake system, I bet I can get away with it. If you want to see, don't run off. All right, guys, so we have our weapon of destruction, which is a shoe booty blue, black, and purple jig with a horny toad trailer. And what we're going to try and do, I want to know if this reel, how well it skips. I might need to put on more brakes. I might need to do something different, but let's just see how. Well, you can see I have a little bit of a bird's nest. So yes, more brakes. Let me quickly pull this out, because thankfully it's not that bad. I say that, I'm still pulling. Come on. There you go. All right, so got our bird nest under control. Wasn't all that bad. And let's put on all 4 of our internal brakes and up our external brakes to at least, well, they're on 7.5 now. We'll put them on 8, and we will put our internal brakes on a little bit harder. So there, all of our internal brakes are on, and our external brakes are a little heavier. So I'm expecting this to go well. Let me get all the trash off of my lure, because it won't catch me nothing if it looks like a Loch Ness monster. All right, let's try it again. Better. Still tried to nest on me, but I think that's just me needing to get used to the rig. That, and I'm not really throwing it super hard. Yeah, see, she's still wanting to nest on me. This would work if I were better at this, but guys, you don't ever get better at nothing unless you try. So we tried, and while I am not good enough, the reel is definitely capable of doing this. Guys, what I want to do, I'm going to try this one more time. If I still have the same problem, I'm going to switch lures and see if maybe I've got a little too heavy of a lure to be doing this, because while a jig can skip, it's not the best thing. Oh, okay, starting to get the hang of it. Starting to get the hang of it, guys. Yep, 2 in a row. We got this willow tree that's hanging over. Let's get under it. Nope, that time we finally nested. Guys, I'm gonna get this nest out. I'm gonna change my lure and see if it's the lure, the reel, the me, the something. We're gonna see if we can do any good. All right, guys, so those of you that have been subscribers for a little bit know what we say. When in doubt, fluke out. So we're gonna try and skip this fluke and see if it does better where it's not so heavy. I'm hopeful that the jolt of not going as fast is not so massive with fluke. But guys, this is my first cast. I have lightened my tension and my magnetic brakes, but all 4 of the centrifugal brakes are all still on. So let's just immediately throw it into a tree and bird nest it. So guys, it's going to take me a moment to get a handle on this. Uno momento, I will bring you back when I'm able. All right, guys, attempt 2. Well, I casted it just fine. And we're having to work it kind of slow because it's not really falling too fast. Guys, I'm a grease lightning on, I'm a rocket train on grease tracks because I don't like slowing down for nothing. Guys, let's give her a try across the way. Well, cast fine, but I ain't figured out the skipping part. I guess I just need to aim for right in front of me and maybe it'll actually skip. I will admit, it's throwing the fluke great. So yes, it will skip with the fluke, but I am gonna have to practice or something because I am not good enough to skip this thing and not bird nest it to some amount. Let's give her one more try and then we're gonna have to. Ooh, and that one I didn't mess it up too bad. Guys, if I worked with this, I would get it done. So this can skip. The only trouble is your boy's not a very good skipper. At least not with a bait caster. Let's give her one more try, just because that's not what I told you to do thing. Okay. If I worked with this, I would be able to get it to skip better. But guys, we're losing the light, so we're gonna sit down and discuss this thing. All right, well guys, you can see it's getting darker all the time, so we're gonna go ahead and end our day with the Lews KVD LFS. And guys, I will safely say this is a very nice reel. Guys, any reel that has dual braking systems, I consider a very nice reel, because this was a really smooth casting reel, even with a weightless fluke. You know, most people complain that, you know, oh, my rod can't throw really light lures. That's weightless, and it'll cast it almost as far as it would with a weight. Guys, that's a really good performing reel. We can skip with this, even though I'm not the greatest skipper, and that tells that this is a very nice setup. Now guys, do I suggest for you to buy this? Yes, if you get an opportunity and you find this for a reasonable price, this is a good thing to pick up, especially if you can find one like I did at the store where everything is great. But guys, I think that's all that needs to be said for the reel, so I'm just going to go ahead and wind things up. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification, subscribe. We're pushing for as many subscribers as we can get all the time, and memberships are $5 a piece. If you want to be a member, all it takes is the scant price of a Big Mac, and you'll be able to see all my content early. Everything that I put up is always available to members early. But in the meantime, Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.